Welcome to a new reading vlog. I wasn't prepared to start one so soon, but I have been on a little bit of a roll. So I am starting a book called Hooked by Emily Mcintire, I think is how you say her last name. And it's a retelling, reimagining of Peter Pan, kind of, but not really. It's mostly just characters who are inspired loosely by Captain Hook, Wendy, Peter Pan. And I don't want to be mean. So it's something else. It's very readable. It's so readable. I'm flying through it. So readable. So corny, so over the top. I guess fun is a word I would use for it. It's not what I thought it would be. I don't think I'll do more of her other books, but for what it is, just so readable. I'm like halfway through it already. I feel like I just started it. So yeah, it's basically Captain Hook is our romantic lead. He's a shady businessman. Peter Pan is his rival, and Wendy is his daughter, and he wants to defile Wendy to get back at Peter Pan for ruining his life. We don't know exactly what he did to ruin his life. He's just responsible for why bad things happened to Hook when he was a kid. So his goal is to just ruin Wendy. But the thing is, he immediately had feelings for Wendy, so it's just like, okay. Like, I was bothered because their second meeting, they kissed, and he got her off. And the first time they talked for a few minutes, so it's just like, okay. Not a slow burn. I should have known better. But that's where we're at. He's gotten her off, and she's just like thinking about introducing him to the family and stuff. And obviously, it's a little funny because he's not there at all. So, Wendy's just a sweet, innocent girl. Hook is awful monster, and Smee's there. So, I'll update you later. Okay, I have some thoughts. I'm no stranger to dark romance. I understand dark romance sometimes gets pretty hardcore, but for me, what I prefer is mostly like the hero like doing hardcore things to people who aren't like, you know, the romantic lead, the female lead. So basically Peter Pan, Wendy's dad, killed one of Hook's people, someone he really deeply cared about, and then Hook decided that Wendy must be in on it and know what's going on, and that she purposely distracted Hook so that her dad could kill this guy. So he kidnaps Wendy, and he has her chained, or she was chained, to his wall, and he like is threatening to kill her. He's hurting her. And he said, basically, if you act out, I'm going to punish you. And he said he was going to, like, quote, tie her to the ceiling and make it rain her blood. I don't love that. And I don't want to come off, like, uptight. I'm fine with dark. I've just read Lights Out, which I feel like is a fairly dark romance. This, I think, crosses the line for me because I don't want the violence directed at the female lead, especially, like, she doesn't know what's going on at all. She's completely unaware, I think, of even the things that her father does for work. So he's just torturing a girl who has no idea what's going on, whose virginity he just took. Like, the next time she sees him after she lost her virginity to him, or I guess not the next time because they meet and they have a little thing, they introduce him to her brother, but the time after that, he appears in her room with a knife, and he's like choking her and threatening her, and he injects her with something, and then he kidnaps her. So I'm kind of like put off. I can't say I was like enjoying this before, but now we've had our romantic lead threaten to bleed her out over killing someone that he cared about, thinking that she might possibly have been in on it, which he's done absolutely nothing to try and prove that she's been in on it. He's just questioning her, and she's obviously got no idea what's going on. And he's just like, you're lying. He hasn't done anything to prove his suspicions. He's just torturing the girl whose virginity he just took. So I'm like super unhappy with the direction this took. I'm fine with, like, he's obviously, the whole thing with this series is supposed to be like the villain characters, but he needs to be doing villainy things to other people, or at least not something so severe to his love interest. So a trigger warning if you want to read this for like severe violence towards a woman. Like, it's kind of crazy. So he's forcing her to go to this party, and he's like being horrible to her the whole time. He's calling her names, saying to her face, "I intend to kill you. I'm going to kill you." He kidnapped her on her birthday, and he's like, "Oh, happy late birthday." And she's like, "How do you know it's my birthday?" He's like, "I know the day you were born. I know the day you're going to die." And he's literally just constantly talking about how he's going to kill her and threatening physical violence. And he kind of alluded to that he might want to rape her. And so they're at this party, and he's making her play nice and act like his date. And he's talking to this guy that he doesn't really want to be talking to. And she notices that he looks uncomfortable. So she bails Hook out of the conversation, because despite the fact that he's threatening to murder her and saying constantly that he's going to kill her, she's just like, "I don't know, I'm just reacting to him." Like, she's physically reacting to him. She's like still sexually attracted to him, and she's like trying to bail him out of an uncomfortable situation. I am infuriated. I'm so annoyed because he keeps accusing her of things she doesn't know anything about, and she's like not even bothering denying it. And it's just it's just a frustrating read, and I need this to end soon because this is so annoying. And I'm worried it's going to be like a lot more of the book, because we were like at the halfway point when this started. But I'm done with the Hook thinks she did something bad arc, because I don't understand how they're supposed to bounce back from him threatening to kill her a million times. But they're going to, obviously, because it's romance. So she's just going to magically get over it, I'm sure. But the fact that she's like still turned on by him is making me actively angry. So we'll see how the rest of this goes. I would have probably gave it like a 2.5 stars, but now it's going to, I think, be a lot less. She called him a gentleman because he took her hand and he held it while she stepped out of the car. And this is the same night, by the way. His bar burnt down, and she's like, "I'm sorry about your bar. Girl, he said he's gonna kill you. He figured out you didn't know anything, and he still said he might kill you. You have to stand up, Wendy. At some point, you must stand up." Not even goldfish crackers can make me feel better. I cannot stress enough how little time has passed. He knows for sure that Wendy didn't know anything. He knows she had no involvement. She knew absolutely nothing. She's a victim as much as anyone is. He knows that. He has said that several times, and he's still being physically violent with her. Not only is he forcing her to share a bed with him, but he is like, "I still might kill you." And then she's sitting on the deck of his yacht, and he doesn't want her out there. So he shows up and he grabs her by the arm and yanks her inside, hurting her. She's saying it's hurting her. And she's like yelling at him. She says he's crazy, and that works him up. So he kisses her and then like bends her over and he gets her off. And it's making me so angry because the violence hasn't stopped. I want groveling. I want him to be begging her for his forgiveness, for her forgiveness, I mean, for not trusting her and assuming she did something bad, and then how he's treating her, assuming that. But no, instead of him groveling for forgiveness, he's still being physically violent with her, and she's just so horny that it's fine. Basically, that's, I think, what's going to happen, is she's going to forgive him because he's going to either cry or say, "I'm so sorry, please forgive me," and she's going to forgive him, or it's going to be that she's so sexually attracted to him that she's like, "It's fine, whatever," and that's so stupid. I didn't want to be mean. I think this book was like independently published, and it got popular, and then it got professionally published, which is a trend happening. It happened with Lights Out, but Lights Out is actually a good, fun book. This one sucks. The writing is passable, but it's so corny at best, and it's so frustrating here because it's just like he needs to not be physically violent with her. Honestly, even the threats I don't like. So I'm just mad, and I regret ever reading this, honestly. I was right. He got her horny and said, I'm sorry. And she's like, it's cool. And then they had sex, and it was gross. He talked about spreading his seed in her womb, and it was gross. He did other things, and it was gross. And I also want to say, like, okay, I don't want to be too graphic here, but I've noticed this pattern in dark romance, because it's mostly the dark ones that mention butt stuff. And that's right. The topic of the video is butt stuff. The topic of this clip, at least, is butt stuff. They always, every single time, it's so funny. Lights Out did this too, and 50 Shades did it. They do this thing where the dude's like, one day, not today, one day, I'm gonna put my peener in there. One day, that's not right now and not on page. And I think it's funny every single time, because it's like, well, the author seems to be like, oh, well, I want to insinuate they're cool with it, but I don't want to show it or write it. But guess what? It's just funny. I laugh every time that you allude to the fact they'll do it in the future. We won't see it because you don't want to write it, but they're going to do it off page. It's so funny, but also, like, it takes me out of it. Anytime any butt-related things come up, I just, like, it snaps me right out of the scene. Because, like, not to shame anybody. I don't know. Maybe I'm like a 14-year-old. I just think it's funny. Because it never sounds like hot to me. So every time it comes up, it sounds goofy, I guess. So I think that's my issue. But yeah, this concludes the butt stuff conversation. Thank you for listening, and I'm sorry. See, I've done so many clips for this book that it makes me worry that either this is going to be an incredibly long vlog or I'm just going to only read a couple more books, but I have to cut in and say this, which this is something I had expected. So Hook in it is like a slut, you know, which is fine. We love sluts. But he was using for sex one of the people who worked in his bar, just a not very nice woman, someone to make Wendy jealous, basically, and have some girl hate. So I was like, we don't ever suffer a slut to live when they're a girl in these books. I've noticed a man can sleep with whoever he wants and it's fine, but if a girl does it, they must be punished somehow. And I'm like, how are they going to punish her? Because she's mean and she slept with Hook. So I thought, oh, are they going to be bold enough to kill her, whether it be in an accident or him have some reason to kill her? And I swear to Christ, it turns out she betrayed him, and she's part of the reason that his friend died. So he's going to kill this woman who he was having sex with, and he would like call her in to blow him. And it's so gross. I hate it so much, and I knew they were going to do it. This book, I don't know who to blame. Who are the people who read this book so feverishly that they decided to traditionally publish it? I need to know who read this and was like, this is actually dope. I love when dudes take a very young girl's virginity and then immediately threaten to murder her violently, have her kidnapped, chain her to a wall, physically hurt her, call her names, and put their fingers in her butt. I want to know who read this, bought this, and is responsible for it being traditionally published. I want names. Truly, I am going insane. They just revealed, so Wendy's little brother has been sent to a boarding school, so he's been written out and safe. And one of the reasons that Wendy went along with some of what Hook was saying when she was kidnapped was because he was threatening to kill her little brother, okay? Threatening to kill her little brother. And then we just heard from her little brother, and it turns out that Hook's been checking up on him every day, calling to make sure he's okay, including when she was kidnapped. And she's like, oh my God, even when I was kidnapped, he was checking on my little brother. Even when he was threatening to string me up from the ceiling and bleed me dry and say he was going to kill my little brother, he was checking on him. Oh my God, I love him so much. I hope he fingers me soon. What are you doing? What are you doing? Who wrote that? Like, why did you write this? You know that clip? I hear it in my head. Hannah from YouTube, why would you write this? Except that was about a little life, and I'm saying it now. Why would you write this? Why would you write a person who was threatened to be murdered by the man she just slept with, threatened to have her brother be murdered, and she's like, oh my God, I love him so much. We need to pork soon. I haven't been, I think, this flabbergasted in so long. Like, this is supposed to be a romance. And it's just, there's so much driving me insane. If a man threatens to string you up from the ceiling and bleed you dry, don't let him have sex with you, okay? That's a tip from me. I have finished the book. The very final twist of this book is that Wendy's little brother turns out to also be Hook's little brother, because Wendy's mom cheated on her dad. So, the dad had her killed. Wendy thought it was a car accident, but he had the mom killed for disrespecting him. That's how he phrased it. So, Wendy shoots her father's girlfriend, who's Tinkerbell, in the face, and then shoots her dad in the head. That's how this ends, is she shoots a woman in the face, and then she shoots her father in the face because he's gonna kill Hook. And now Hook and Wendy are together, and Wendy's porking her brother's brother, and in turn Hook is porking his brother's sister. So I guess, it's all fine. It's fine. It's not weird at all. It's actually super cool and good. And that's the conclusion. She's killed 2 people. She's chill with it. She's not bothered. Her whole thing in this was that she was like innocent and naive. And now she's shot 2 people in the face, one of which is her father. And she's all good. And I swear to God, this whole book ends with Hook going down on her. That's how it ends. And so this is not a vlog. This is how this ends. I have decided I've done too much talking about this one book to continue with other books, because oh my God, I just had so many things to say. I don't know how I'll move on with my life. I feel worse for having read this, and even worse because when I was at Target with my partner, my beautiful partner, who unfortunately shares a name with one of the characters in this book, not Hook, his name is John, I almost purchased this book because they had a special edition that was like sprayed with page end things, and I am a sucker for sprayed pages. I nearly purchased it, and I thought, no. Daddy's gonna read this first. And I almost got cocky because I bought Lights Out before I read it, and I turned out to love it, and I was like, should I go for 2 for 2? And thank God I didn't, because this was atrocious. So I feel like I've wasted the last 5 hours of my life. I'm angry. I'm confused. I'm a little disgusted. I don't really know how to reckon with the choices I've made in my life that led me to this. I couldn't recommend this less, not even for a goof. Don't read this as a goof. There's also a slur in this, by the way, which I don't know if it was on purpose, because the Tinkerbell character, who's evil, said the slur, which obviously I'm not going to be repeating the slur, but it was, I can say the version that is me the slur. It's a version of saying, like, have you ever heard someone be like, like talking about money, like, oh, they Jewed us on it. Have you ever heard that racist thing, that anti-Semitic thing? Well, my dad, I remember, came home from a car dealership and told us one time he went there, and the guy was like the guy was trying to sell my dad a car. And he was talking about when he bought a car, and he's like, we Jewed them down. And my dad's like, my wife and children are Jewish. And the guy was like, ruh-roh. That's what happens when you live in Kansas. But anyway, yeah, the Tinkerbell character said the Romani version of that slur. I will not say that one. But Jesus, what a trip this whole book and evening has been. Brought to you by the fact that my boyfriend could not call me tonight like he does every other night. And because he didn't call me, I had free time to do some reading, and this is what happened. So, John, this is your fault. I expect you to make it up to me. We can discuss, we can negotiate what you might do to fix the mistake you've made. But anyway, thank you for watching. And I'm sorry that you watched, but not as sorry as I am for reading Hooked. I shan't be dipping into the other ones, but a little part of me is curious. A little part of me is curious. Oh my God, forgive me for forgetting to mention this other thing at the end. Wendy turned out to be pregnant. She was pregnant whilst shooting her father in the head because Hook liked to splort inside of her despite the fact that they didn't know each other. He did a splort and she immediately got pregnant. Immediately. The epilogue skips 2 years and she is heavily pregnant with their second child. They've known each other 2 years and she's heavily pregnant with her second child. I'm not good at math, but she got pregnant immediately, which means obviously 9 months, let's say 10 months after they met, which is generous. About 10 months after they met, she had a baby. This is 14 months after that, and she's heavily pregnant, which means he probably got her pregnant very quickly after she gave birth. Maybe she wasn't even healed yet. He's disgusting. I hate this. John, my boyfriend, I'm talking to you. You should get me at least one Subway sandwich to make up for what I've been through. That are my terms. I want a Subway sandwich with cold cuts, bacon, and American cheese.